anybody else down if you practice for as long as I want to practice. So definitely need more reps. We got to continue to get them more reps, and we have some time, but the more reps we can give them, the better. And then we'll just have to decide come game time in the preseason who gets what and when.
Jay, first unofficial depth chart is out. Colt McCoy sitting at the top, Eric Flowers at the top. Can you just walk us through some of the decisions about who's getting the top spot here in the depth chart? I know it's early, but just some thoughts here.
Yeah, it's early, and I was forced to make it. I wouldn't have made a depth chart right now. There's no reason to. It's silly. But that's for the media and for me to come up and answer these questions. But really, that's all it is. It's words on a piece of paper, names on a piece of paper, and an order that means nothing at this point.
On the offensive line, you've been pairing Donald Penn and Wes Martin on the left side with the twos, I believe. Is there some kind of mentoring that can happen there with a guy who's seen it all and a guy who just got here?
Yeah, I think well, Donald just got here too. It's not like, but he's been in the league. It's been good for him. He's working his way back into football shape and learning our terminology. And obviously, Wes is brand new as a rookie, but he's a bright guy with a lot of talent. So it's a good group. Big thing is getting Drawn a lot of reps in this preseason, see where he is after his injury. It's going to be a big look for us. Timon's done some good things at right tackle. Flowers will try to get some work at guard in the preseason, see where he's at there. Mixing and matching these guys and trying until we find out the right combination for Philadelphia is what we're hopefully going to find out in the preseason.
When you do have the quarterbacks getting the reps like they are, is it hard to, as a coach, to not just get them what they want, but not to maybe force feed some things to them and to make sure you're going at a certain pace with them to develop, or is there, do you want to try and give them even more just to see what they can handle?
Yeah, I like try to give them more. There might be a day where one of them might struggle on the 5 or 6 reps he had in 7-on-7, where if he had 12 reps in that 7-on-7 period, he might have got himself out of the funk and finished really well. Unfortunately, we have to sub the next guy. So you got to really hone in on your reps as a quarterback, because you're not going to get as many as you normally would if you were the number one guy. So taking advantage of your reps, being consistent day in and day out is the most important thing, is what we're looking for. And right now, like I said before, they've all shown flashes of being pretty good, but they've also made their share of mistakes. So it's a continued process for us, and hopefully it'll pan out. And some, like they all say, the cream should rise to the crop, and hopefully it will.
Coming off last season's injury, how has Paul Richardson looked in camp, and how important would it be for the offense to get him back to where he should be?
Yeah, Paul's done. He's doing better. Yesterday, I think, was his best day as far as seeing him really run. He had some plays where he didn't get the ball that I was most impressed with, and I think it's important for him to put that on tape so the quarterback can say, holy cow, this guy can run. We got to give him a little bit more of a look. And I think the more he does that, the more consistently he does that, the better he feels with his legs. I think he can be a major impact for us, with Josh and Terry on the outside, and Harmon and the rest of the guys. So very important for him to show us that he can run and get himself healthy where he can really use that speed, which really takes the top off of the defense and big play potential.
Jay, Ryan Anderson was talking about some of the changes he's made. What have you noticed about how he's changed, how he kind of approaches everything, both on and off the field, and what have you noticed from him out there?
Yeah, I think Ryan has done a good job, man. He's in the weight room with his weight, working hard. He's a hard-playing guy, and that's his strength. His strength is his effort. And in order to play with great effort on a consistent basis, you have to be in great shape. And I think he's got himself into better shape this year, which is for his style of play, physical, hustling, tough mentality. You got to, like I said, be in great shape. So I think he's put himself in position with Chad in the weight room and the training staff where his motor should be able to run hot for a longer period of time. Yeah, I mean, they all do a little bit, hopefully, as they get older. Some guys don't. I haven't. But, I think he has. And I think, it starts with the people around him as well. I think we've surrounded this football team with good character people, good leaders, hard workers, Kerrigan and obviously Payne and Allen and Ioannidis, those guys, and bringing Landon in here is a hard worker, and bringing John Bostic in here, he's a tough worker. Sean Dion works his butt off. So that entire defense is a pretty good group as far as if you're not working hard, they probably will not allow you to be on that defense.
How has Eric looked since sliding inside?
Eric's done fine. It's new to him. So he's not going to be perfect on every time. I think at guard, you have to be really quick to recognize movement and different things. And you have to be able to adjust stunts and games and different fronts, different protections. You got to go from blocking this guy to that area in a snap of a hat. So, it's going to be a process for him, but he has the size, he has the power that you want at guard. Now it's just a matter of getting him comfortable and recognizing all the different things that come with that from a mental standpoint.
Message to the rookies as they approach their first preseason game?
Same message it is to the entire team. I think what you put on tape is who you are. So big thing is play hard, great effort, and know your job. Know what your responsibilities are. And you can't study too much. You can never spend too much time in a playbook or studying film. So make sure they're prepared mentally. If we give them a chance to go out there and give them a chance to be prepared mentally, where they can go out and use their physical tools, that's what we're looking for.
Are you going to watch Hard Knocks?
I don't know. When is it on?
Tomorrow night.
You work for HBO now?
You've been through that. Did you tell your brother anything about what was coming?
Not really. I didn't. I was just a coordinator at that time. Coach Lewis handled all the editing and all that stuff. I think it's probably a lot on the plate for a head coach to be able to handle that, because you don't want to put anything out there that could, be a negative light on a player said in a coaching staff meeting or whatever. So you got to actually make sure you go through and watch the edits, what's going to be out there. And I think it'll be a great show. I'm sure John will handle that, but it's not easy for them to, handle all that stuff.
Cool. Jay, where do you expect Montez Sweat out there today, and where do things stand with some of the other guys that were absent yesterday, including Greg Stroman?
Stroman, we're going to hold out again. He's got a mild groin. Hopefully we'll get him ready for the game Thursday. Sweat, no, he's not ready yet, but he's close. We just don't want to rush this thing too fast. Anybody else curious about? Who? Adrian just got a small minor ankle injury. He'll be fine. I don't know if he's going to go today, though, or not. We'll see how he feels. Trent who? Yeah. Hope so.
Coach Gruden. Coach Gruden, over here. How do you approach the first game as from a play calling standpoint? Do you focus on plays maybe that the team has struggled on in practice, or there's a base set that you can evaluate players on? How do you approach that playbook-wise going into a preseason game?
Yeah, we don't spend a lot of time as far as prep as planning for the Browns. They have a new defensive coordinator, Coach Wilkes, and he was at Arizona last year. We'll look at some Arizona tape, try to get these guys in position where at least they know what possible fronts they'll play and coverages so we can attack those appropriately. But the main thing is really getting our install plays in first couple days and run those plays with guys they're comfortable with so they can play fast, and then try to target a few guys that we want to look at. There's some great competition battles at wide receiver, running back, obviously, and offensive line. We got to get some looks at them and go about it that way. And most important thing is make sure we're simple, but not too simple, but trying to get these guys an opportunity to make plays and show us what they can do.
Coach, you guys started really well, then the injuries started to pile on. It's a physical game. Of course, there's going to be injuries, but are you doing anything this season, A, to aid in the prevention of injuries, and B, prep your guys to get ready to fill in whenever that unfortunate injury happens?
Well, I think that's what this camp is for, is really to work on your depth. You pretty much have a good idea at most positions who your starters are, but now it's important to really find out who the backup and core special team players are and your depth positions and possible practice squad guys. So we got a lot of good guys competing in that regard. As far as injuries prevention is concerned, that's we've added the recovery centers. We've done the best we can. We got massage therapists. We have all kinds of things that these guys can take advantage of. Now, it's their responsibility to do that. And then it's our job on the field to make sure we're aware of how much they're running and not overworking them. But 7-9, 2 years in a row, we need to work. We got to work them, and there's only one way to get ready for a game, and that's to practice. And you got to put the pads on. You got to practice football in order to get good at football.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Yep. Check that again.
I know, he keeps telling me.